Hello there, Pisces, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Mary Sue, and I'm so grateful that you're here. So today I'm doing your February career and money reading. So we'll take a look at the overall energies in your career and money sector with the oracle cards, and then we'll go to the tarot to get some more details about, well, any obstacles that you might have on your path, or any advice Spirit has for you about how you can manifest more in your career and money sector. And if you're enjoying the content that I create, I really would appreciate it if you would consider commenting, or subscribing. Okay, let's get into your reading. We're going to start with the animal spirit, badger spirit. Be fearless and bold. Oh, Pisces. Oh, I love that energy. Sometimes, this can be a little scary. It's this sense of having to step out of your comfort zone, of, taking a look at what you're doing, and then how can you put yourself out there a little bit more. And that can be, especially Pisces, I think maybe for you, you're one of the signs that, is probably not as, much of an extrovert as other people. And so that could be a little bit trying, so let's see, protected by angels. You're cherished by the angels. I think that this is, something that will help you to grow in some way. And, your angels, they really want you to know that they are there with you. They are protecting you, not to be frightened, be willing to take new bold action. Yeah, time to heal, snake spirit. By taking this bold action, I feel like you are going to be able to heal. It is healing, but it's more than that. To me, it's, I'm getting a sense of, it's almost like revigorating a sector of yourself that you have kind of put on hold in order to stay safe. Especially with the bold situation. So, say you work in an office, and, like a year ago or something, there was a meeting and you spoke up in the meeting and your idea was shot down. I'm just coming up with some scenario. It's taken you some time to kind of get over that. Since then, you really haven't shared many of your ideas, but it is time for you to get back into your comfort zone of sharing your ideas. That you do have wonderful ideas to share, and it's time for you to share them with the world. So let's see what we have here with the tarot. So, oh my goodness. So I am going to lay these out. We're going to look at your present energy, and then we're going to look at areas of resistance and advice from spirit to see what changes you might be able to make, or how being more bold will help your career and money sector. Yeah, so interesting. Wow, because Cancer had these two cards, these exact same two cards in their reading in the same position. They also had the Fool card. So I don't know, you could be dealing with a Cancer, or you may have a lot of Cancer in your chart. You may want to look at their reading. May somehow have a message for you. So we have the Fool card and the Two of Wands at the bottom, choosing what path you want to go on. And I feel like you are wanting to go on a new path. Something that might be a little scary at first, may need a little courage and strength to do this, but it's going to help you to come into a greater sense of balance in your career and money sector. And I feel like a better balance in your life as a whole. Whenever I see her holding the world, it's kind of like making choices that are going to help your entire life, not just one sector of your life. So the very first thing we're going to look at is your present energy in your career and money sector. So we have the Door to Spirit, the Chariot card. Oh my goodness, 7 of Cups on the bottom. Lots of confusion, perhaps looking at a lot of different options. We have Door to Spirit and Chariot. So the Chariot is, making progress after perhaps a time of difficulty, being able to move on, being able to overcome something that was difficult. The Chariot is also Cancer energy. You don't have to be dealing with a Cancer, but that might resonate with some of you. This Door to Spirit is indicating, and especially with the protected by angels, that this is part of your spiritual path. You may be feeling like you're being called to go in a new direction, right? Because we have the Fool card here, and we have fearless and bold, like taking bold action, moving in a new direction. Some of you may actually be physically moving, moving to a new city. That would be very, fearless and bold, right? Moving to a new city to, find, perhaps you're moving because of family or a love connection, or just wanting something else in your career and money sector. I have a feeling, because look at what we have here. You have the Six of Wands, you have the Ten of Pentacles, and the Six of Cups. I feel like some of you are moving back closer to family, or you are moving away from family, however that means, however that may resonate for you. Because, and I'm getting a good energy with both of them. Some of you may be at an age where you're like leaving your hometown, you're leaving your childhood home, right? In search of, victory over, of moving on, of progress, like maybe you're going off to college, or you're, say, I don't know why, maybe you're trying to move to Hollywood to become a star, or New York to be a Broadway star, or something like that. Like you're making some big change in your life that is going to take a lot of courage and strength to do. And moving away from like your hometown in order to seek this victory that you're wanting to have in your life. Both of these cards are very victorious. So I really feel like, if you've been thinking about this, that this is definitely something that's on your path. Your soul is calling you to do this. This Door to Spirit, I feel like, you're being called for some reason to go in this direction. Now, if you're saying, no, I am not trying to leave my hometown. I'm trying to go back home, right? So you could have been on a soul's journey, and, learned things. You moved to another city, or you went to college, or whatever. You moved away from your home, and now you're returning. And you could be returning for a couple of different reasons. You could be returning because of a romantic connection that you want to start a family with. You could be moving, say that you moved away because, you were divorced or something like that, and you want to move somewhere to be closer to your children. That would be, you're trying to find some true victory in your life. This is a good thing. This is a good move. You're not doing it out of, desperation. I don't see that at all. I feel like you're making this move. You're going on this new path in order to find more happiness and joy in your life. You want to have this sense of victory, for whatever reason, however that may resonate with you. So your area of obstacle, right, or your resistance is you've had a big disappointment. You're trying to take action of perhaps trying to heal this broken heart. This is I feel like you may be wanting to make this big move, and yet there's some sadness that is attached to it. So, for instance, say that you're moving back to your hometown because, say one of your, say one of your parents is ill, okay, or one of your parents recently died, and you're you're going back because you want to spend more time with them, you want to help take care of them, that type of thing. There's this energy of perhaps you are leaving a job that you love, or you are leaving people where you are now that you do love, and that there's going to be some sadness by taking this action. One of the things we have to kind of keep in mind is that whenever we take action to go on a new path, that new path can definitely be the best thing for us to do. And yet at the same time, there is a sadness, there is some type of a grieving that when we take action, we are leaving something else behind. And I feel like that is what, is taking you. Star on the bottom, shining your light, wanting to heal a certain situation. I do feel like some of you may have had a toxic situation in your life, whether this is in your career and money sector, or if it was a romantic relationship or a family relationship. There was some codependency here that you are trying, I really feel like you are trying to move away from, some attachment to something. It could be even, you were working too hard. There's some, the devil is always this, it is Capricorn energy. It is this energy of working super hard. You may have worked really hard on your career and it didn't work out. Like maybe you tried to go to Hollywood and become an actress, and you were there for 5 years and nothing ever came of it, and you've kind of like run that path out. Okay, and if you are like then returning home, I feel like there is this strong energy of that the sun is going to shine again, taking action and moving in the direction of what you are being called to do, because we have the door of spirit here again. The 8 of Cups is, walking your spiritual path, realizing that what you are leaving behind is not bad, but at the same time, you have to walk towards the sun, to something that is more joyful and happy. And yet at the same time, there is this energy of having to leave something behind that you may not yet want to leave behind, or there could be, we have financial constraints here and deceit. Somebody could have, with all of this, I feel like somebody could have maybe, I don't want to say swindled, but, taken advantage. Let's put it that way. I feel like somebody may have taken advantage of you with money. And it's this energy of, I have to go and rebuild. This is a little bit like, I have to go and rebuild. Very interesting. A journey underneath there. So you have the Fool and the Journey. I feel like you're going in a new path. You're walking away from something. I think something very disappointing with this, and then the deceit. I feel like somebody may have promised you something. If you come out to Hollywood, I'm going to stick with that for some reason. If you come out to Hollywood, right, then, I'll take care of you, or something like that. You can live with me, rent free, for a year or something like that. It could have been a love partner. You may have made a move thinking that it was going to work out to your benefit. And in the end, I feel like it cost you not just money, but maybe heartbreak too. And so now you're trying to, I really get a sense of trying to rebuild your life, move on from this situation. And yet I feel like that energy of whatever anybody did, with the devil, and then, this financial constraint, I really feel like some of you may have even gotten a divorce or something like that, and you did not get a very fair financial settlement, and you may be moving home in order to, you know, just save money for a little bit, something like that. I want you to know, Pisces, that the energy of this, do not feel like if you are moving back home or you are moving because of something that happened and you feel a little bit, I feel like there's this sense of a failure. You know, I failed. I went on this journey and I failed. You didn't fail. You didn't fail. What you don't realize is that you gained a lot of wisdom. You gained a lot of clarity about your soul's path doing that. Even if somebody swindled you, okay? Even if somebody, you know, told you one thing, promised you one thing, and then didn't follow through with that promise, you still have come out of this with a lot of grace and good karma. I feel like there's a lot of good karma here that is going to play out in the future, and especially with the protected by angels. I feel as if, what's on here? Yeah, release control, surrender to the journey. Really interesting because we have the door to spirit and then we also have the Eight of Cups. Surrender to the journey is about, you know, releasing that control, thinking that has to turn out a certain way. You may have, with this card, felt like you had to have a certain outcome or it wasn't, or it was a failure. But there's so much more that you learn on the journey. Don't look just at like the bottom line. Okay, I moved out to Hollywood and it didn't work. You know, I'm a failure. I didn't make it big, so I'm moving back home. I have to move back home and rebuild. Okay, well, that didn't work out, but it's because the angels are protecting you. That did not work out because there's something better for you in the future. But meanwhile, when you were in Hollywood for 5 years or whatever, what did you gain from that? You probably gained a lot of self-confidence about how to stand up in front of an audience, right? You probably played a lot of different characters. So you may understand people on a much deeper level than most people because you delved into the character traits of the characters that you did play. A lot of resilience, and dedication. You know, you probably were pounding the pavement all the time trying to get acting parts, and yet at the same time probably working 2 or 3 jobs to make ends meet. You know, maybe waitressing or you know, whatever. You have gained a lot of insight, of wisdom that you can't buy. You can't go to a school and learn, right? It's kind of like a life experience. You gained a lot of life experience, and those life experiences are going to help you on this new path in a way that maybe right now you can't see, but that will come into play very soon, I feel. Wow, Queen of Cups. Oh my goodness. I think this is, honestly, if you have any oh my gosh. 4 of Wands. I'm really getting like goosebumps because this ending is so similar to the Cancer reading. Now leading up to this, it wasn't quite the same. But if you're dealing with a Cancer, or if you have Cancer in your chart, really you may want to go look at that. Because here we have the woman holding a coin, which to me is a little bit like the Queen of Cups. And we do have the Queen of Cups here. And the Seven of Swords. The Seven of Swords in this deck speaks to me about holding yourself back from something that you really love. You know, you may not be actually putting yourself out there, being fearless and bold about something new because of what has happened in the past. So you're holding yourself back. You don't want to put your whole heart and soul into something new because it's kind of like, well, it's just going to end up the same way. You know, it's about turning that around, you know, loving yourself, going within and looking at all of the wisdom that you have gained because of whatever occurred in the past. You're bringing that with you. And, you know, Cancer had the Emperor coming out quite a bit. And then I think it's interesting. They had the Emperor in this last position, and you had the Empress You could be building something, perhaps with a Cancer. It doesn't have to be, but it's, this energy of, building something solid, having the strength, the resilience to continue. It's also changing your idea of the world, your idea of how people work. I keep getting that. It's changing your belief system about yourself. You're starting to see yourself in a whole new light with the Empress. It's a new life. It's the Phoenix Rising card. It's recognizing that you have pulled yourself through something that was difficult and trying. And, you may have needed a little bit of, where's my Hermit card? A little bit of time out. There is this energy of, to me, the Hermit card is a little bit of time out, time to reflect, time to rest, time to, look it over and kind of like process it. But, oh my goodness, this is lovely energy, Pisces. In whatever direction you're going in, however this may resonate with you, I feel like the message is really strong that you're heading in the right direction. And they keep saying to me, you are not closing out a cycle that was a failure. Do not come out of that cycle feeling like you were a failure. That did not work out. But, it's so funny. I'm going to say this quick story. My daughter, when she was in her early 20s, she tried several different careers. Several. Very different careers. And it was fine. She was at that age. She was just having to find herself, and, actually she had a degree in one thing, but then she went into a different career from the degree, then she changed another, then she started her own business, one thing after another, and making big moves in the country too. I mean, moving to new cities, but in the end, okay, and she finally came home. The money ran out. She came home and she was like, I'm just such a failure. I went and I was trying all these things and none of it worked. And she was taking kind of she had the mindset, I can't stick with anything. I can't get anything to work in my favor. And I was just like, wait a minute, look at all the experiences you have had, all of, the different scenarios of things that have gone on. And she was like, yeah. Well, she started her own business. And I said, all of those things that you consider failures were not failures. They were lessons. They are tidbits of wisdom that are going to help you with your business. Well, her business, okay, and it reminds me of this Empress, has completely transformed her life. She has found herself in her work. All the other time she was working for other people, what she really realized was, I needed all those experiences to figure out how I want to build my own business. She was able to see like why other businesses were not working, right? And she brought that information back and started her own business and is thriving. So I feel, Pisces, like, the reason my angels wanted me to share that story is I feel like that's what you have on your path in front of you, is taking all of those bits of wisdom, all those life experiences that you have, that you may feel at this time are indications that you failed in some way, but you didn't. That's what your angels want you to know. Those are not failures. Those are life experiences that you are now going to use. It's like you have a bag of tricks that nobody else has. And you're going to be able to go and start something just beautiful that is, helps you to thrive, helps you to step onto this new path of, I feel like a lot of you are going to start your own business. Really interesting. I love this. Okay, instead of praying for an outcome, I pray for the highest good for all. I feel, once again, Pisces, I've been saying this through January, you're on a path right now that is very spiritual. You know, I just, it's all right here. I cannot stress that enough. I feel like you may start a business that helps other people in some way. And when you are looking for the good for all, instead of just looking at how much money you're making, thinking of the broader prospect of what are you bringing to the collective? What are you bringing to the world? How are you serving others? When you look at that, the blessings will come in the form of money and abundance. Really nice message. Well, Pisces, oh my goodness. I love your journey. I love doing your readings because I feel like you're really in a very transformative type of a time in your life. And I'll have to say, this is a much higher vibration than some of your readings that I did for you in December and in January. I feel like after all of these eclipses and retrogrades, and now all the planets are going direct, that you are also moving very quickly, because the Chariot card is very much about moving forward quickly. I feel like you are on that path, and I'm really excited for you. I really am. All right, I'd love to hear in the comments how this might resonate with you. And if you did, resonate with the video, I would really appreciate it if you would consider liking or subscribing. And I wish you much love and light in this situation and all your situations. And I hope to see you again really soon. Bye for now.